Hi, my name is Larry Modrick, and I want to introduce you to our healthy community we're trying to build with your help and others. So, I like to present this excellent opportunity to kind of combat something that's near and dear to our hearts, and that's kids' obesity. And unfortunately, that's growing at a faster and faster rate. And one fifth of all kids are actually considered obese. And to put that in perspective, that's the whole population of Los Angeles and a small piece of New York City as well. So, like, how does that affect us? Well, this doesn't just start out of nowhere. This has been building for some time. To put it in perspective, 80% of all food advertisements out there are for unhealthy foods. So we kind of have that playing against us, and we're trying to combat that and really reach out to communities and do some grassroots movements and fight that and kind of build from there. So you kind of see this little vicious circle. You start with a healthy kid, and you think, yeah, my metabolism's fast as a kid. So yeah, maybe you can eat French fries for breakfast and burn it off through activities. But after studying all day, 6 to 8 hours, you play video games, you get home, your parents think they're doing the right thing with the foods they're feeding you, like always have a starch and the old food pyramid. Well, that's not always the best solution. So what kind of happens is, you start to gain a little bit of weight. As you kind of get older, you stop moving around as much. I think we're all guilty of that, working from the office or working from home. And as you kind of get further and further into that obesity, I mean, 42% of all adults are obese, and that's not a great thing. And so that leads to asthma, diabetes, poor health, kids not really paying attention to school because they don't have what they kind of need as fuel to kind of keep them going. So how do we fight that and stop that in our tracks and start to reverse that? So of course we have our little Far Side cartoon here, and it's funny through his picture, but at the end of the day, you just kind of see out there it's like cheaper to buy a bucket of fried chicken or a pizza to feed your family than it is to go home and whip up something like some oven roasted chicken, some sides of broccoli and things like that. And how do we kind of create that mindset where kids aren't craving french fries and looking for toys and rewards like that, but really getting kids involved along with the parents? So as we kind of move along, like what are our solutions in use today? It's either kind of doing your own thing and doing research. We have the government kind of providing myplate.gov, and just not as expansive as what parents need. And is it really helping kids? If we kind of see the obesity rates keep rising, we got lobbyists, pouring more and more money into changing things towards unhealthier, more processed foods. Now, we're not saying, like non-GMO or vegan is the way to go, but we're trying to work with you and keep those diets in mind. And how do we kind of create that healthier environment at home and in school? So right now, just, as we kind of see from this little girl here, she's not listening to what her mom's saying. And that's just unfortunate reality. So how do we kind of get it from nagging people to do things and wanting kids to be more involved and willing to help their parents out? Because parents will always be able to just like, oh, your kids never help, but at the same time, how do you make it more fun for the kids to want to help you cook, not just like delicious things like cupcakes or cakes, but more towards like my personal favorite, like the veggie nachos. We're using apple slices and other fun foods to kind of create fun, interactive environment for kids to learn saying, "Hey, actually, cooking is kind of fun, and we can kind of make great tasting food together, and it kind of makes that whole family environment." So the formula right now is just failing efforts of parents, failing efforts of schools, not really getting kids out there, and we're more concerned about placement tests than we are about setting up for life. So that just created the unacceptable moments of struggle that we're trying to fight. And then, just right now, children with insufficient diets are reported to have more problems with health, academic learning, psychological behavior, and malnutrition can result in long-term neurological issues in the brain, which doesn't affect the kid just right now, but for the rest of their life. So what we're trying to do is trying to make it fun, get everyone involved, not just parents, kids, schools, but also communities as well. And I think that's where our movement's really going to take off is with communities. So right now, we're kind of planning on getting our registered dietitians who are part of our team in the schools. And unfortunately, these things cost money. And as we kind of see our next slide here, getting fun, interactive things in front of kids, like the Superfoods for Super Kids cookbook, which has interactive pages in it, great recipes like these whole wheat pancakes right on here. And so that way, parents and kids are learning how to eat healthier and make better decisions throughout their life, because it's crucial to make the learning experience hands-on to develop families so that the healthy behaviors start at home, not just randomly if your kid wants to become a bodybuilder or really a super athlete. It's for tips and tricks for everyone at home. So we provide this healthy cookbook with fun, exciting recipes, loaded with nutrition. This cookbook is written by a registered dietitian nutritionist, and so it has nutrition tidbits. And we're also getting those nutritionists in the schools to help teach kids, and they're also going to kind of be creating fun videos. As you kind of see here, some people we have already on staff through Tri-State Health, and these people are really passionate about what they do. And we want to make sure that they have all the resources they need to be effective, and reach out to the kids in the schools. But we also have an online offering as well. So they'll be monitoring the message boards, answering questions that parents might have, and then also creating like fun videos, like I said before. Because ultimately, it's making health fun for kids. Kids are eagerly engaged in nutrition activities right now, and to maximize their interest, we hold regular competitions that require some use of knowledge gained from our program, so reinforcing the learning. And just for example, one of our nutrition challenges is to take a picture of a plate that has at least 3 whole food groups. So kids that participate kind of get points they can redeem for other healthy foods, for fun like utensils. So it's kind of rewarding that healthy behavior, and not just those quick wins you kind of get from the bigger food manufacturers like toys and collectibles, like things like that. It's something they keep using, be like, and kind of look fondly back on, be like, hey, I remember when I was in school, I got this fun cookbook, apron, knife set, but spatula, so that way it kind of like it's part of your family going forward. So Kids Health Network, I said we'll have our schools with registered dietitians, YouTube videos, parents and also teachers can play. But we'll actually have our interactive website, so we'll be able to sign in, kind of track progress. And then in order to help guardians succeed, it's important to identify where there's a lack of information. So to kind of shore up that knowledge base and kind of make parents and guardians more knowledgeable what's actually happening and out there. And so it's making it easy is pertinent and very important to us. So our online navigate website will be easy to navigate and break down the information, easy manageable concepts for parents, guardians, even teachers. And you kind of track progress, save your favorite recipes, kind of get more involved in community events. And ultimately, that's our ultimate goal, is to be more involved in communities and kind of create fun programs, not just for kids in schools, but for communities involved or more at large. And then for we kind of get more sponsors, they're able to kind of put their sponsorship on this page, so they can be, hey, we're part of this. And we're not just thinking food companies, we're thinking like the NFL, the NHL, because NFL has a program like Play 60. So I think this will be like a way for them to advertise with us and us with them, kind of creating that partnership and growing together. And so this website kind of further embraced our connection with the community, providing a website that's dedicated to help further our mission. And then so we also need volunteers. We're a nonprofit, so we're not in it for the money. We're in it for solving this problem. And as we kind of get more communities involved and more people, we have volunteers from the different, our sponsors, from our communities, hospitals, and just by creating an overall healthier lifestyle, promoting exercise in class online, we can convince parents and kids that this better lifestyle can be permanent and it has a multitude of benefits. So, research shows living a healthy lifestyle can help decrease emissions and readmission in healthcare facilities. By keeping families healthy, they can kind of help create a healthier home environment. So that way, their healthy bodies can kind of fight germs by themselves. They don't have to worry about heart disease further, and also it helps brain development in school. So exercise not only is good for kids and keeping it healthy, it's also good for mental stability. And so less stress in their lives will kind of help us with mental health, and kind of keeping kids more active in class. And the more active they're in class, participating and not worrying about things at home, it kind of creates better grades and education for them. But according to CDC, healthy students are better learners. The poor nutrition, lack of physical activity, and overall unhealthy lifestyle can lead to poor academic achievement in children. And studies have shown that healthy children get better grades, attend school more often, and behave better in class because they're not at home being sick. They're able to, know what's going on and then participate in fun activities as well. So overall, it's what is this going to cost me? It sounds too good to be true, but we're going to do all the hard work up front with fundraising, getting sponsors, donations, and managing those. And we believe that all this should be free. The schools, the communities as well. So we're doing the legwork up front, presenting groups like you to kind of get out there. And so that way we can kind of provide this education, not worry about how we're going to fund these things, how we're going to pay our nurses, how we're going to pay for these awesome little rewards for kids. So I think that's the most important thing is, the reliability of the website, because who likes to work for a janky website? Knowing the dietitian will be there on time and giving them the proper education, questions are going to be answered. And, overall, raising kids hard enough. So let's kind of take the nutrition and health ideas out there. As you kind of see our next slide here, it's very important for people to have healthy meal ideas. That's an online community, school partnerships as well, because I said, getting your school more involved. Your kids there 5 days a week. So having them look forward to meeting with the nurses, watch those fun videos, and be able to interact at home and at school. So you're really reinforcing those lessons, and it becomes second nature to them if they do it every day. So then those healthy activities too, we have these kids golfing here. That's great exercise, carrying your own clubs around, and things we kind of do in the local parks and local communities to kind of help, AOISO, who didn't play soccer growing up. And I think further reinforcing these groups of kids to kind of get together outside of school would be beneficial to kind of help build that community and wellness. So we kind of did an online survey to analyze, interpret the total customer value compared to Next Best. So there's a website kind of similar to Super Healthy Kids. I believe they charge for their services, and unfortunately, it's Kids Health. They need all the help they can get. So we're going to take that one step further and create an online community, online and in person. And then parents like to be self-reliant, but by using our website, they can know that this is all research based. We have registered dietitians on staff. So it's not coming just from some random website. These are research backed studies and nutrition guidelines. So that way you kind of ensure you're giving your kid the best leg up. And this overall picture here just kind of shows, we have our grants from schools, from hospitals. We, the advertising that our, Nestle and other big corporations kind of get that recognition with our program as well, that they're doing something about childhood obesity. And unfortunately, things cost money. So we have our internal marketing teams you have to pay, make sure the website works, make sure that so our dietitians aren't looking to get out. They already love what they do. So let's reward them for that. And we'll have our YouTube channel so that we kind of get a little bit of advertisement subscriptions through that as well. And really just get that message out there. And we'll start small with a couple schools and just keep building and building until we have school districts, states, hopefully like the whole country involved in this one program, and partnering with NFL and other bigger teams like Albertsons, Walmart, Conagra, who's worldwide. Same thing with Nestle, and try to keep spreading that message of kids' health and actually pushing not only us but our sponsors too to kind of like make those healthier investments into the communities and for their own products. And you kind of see here, here's our 5-year growth because no one wants to invest in a broke company. So year one, I think we're set to, we've been doing the work in the beginning to kind of build up that profit margin and then being able to hold on to some of that for rainy day fund, future growth and opportunities, and kind of set up the satellite campuses throughout the United States eventually. But right now we're starting small in the Tri-City area, and then kind of growing to like Oregon and Washington, and kind of seeing where it grows from there. So a lot of it's from donations from schools. Some big corporations like Lamb Weston are out there. They love to be involved. Conagra, NFL Place 60. The Seahawks are out there. Everyone's favorite team in this area. So, some expenses just kind of go over real quick are supplies for schools, getting some groceries, kind of show kids how to cook. It kind of grow the more schools that get involved, but, keeping those aprons and cookbooks to all the kids, that'll kind of be our crutch of the school activities. And then also keeping the amount of schools per dietitian low is important so that we have that personal interaction and one-on-one time with the dietitians in schools. Then to keep the website up, keep like I said, shipping supplies, and then just make sure we have enough cash in the bank for whatever may happen. And see, we kind of start small year one, and we kind of have a gradual growth, but I believe this thing could take off, especially with your help. And so together, let's close the gap not only on creating those revenues, but on kids' health and nutrition, and start chipping away at that 40%, 42% of adult obesity. And then, the advertisements are for unhealthy foods. We're not there to combat McDonald's and those other big corporations. We're here to help kids make healthier choices and parents and communities. And with your help, we're able to kind of grow our mission and we'll be successful. And we appreciate you for